Tea leaf. Yes, Milo. Hello and welcome back. Today we are starting a new series. Not a new series for me. It's exciting to go. Like I've been doing a lot of, new shows that I've never watched before. But there is something really comforting about going in and watching a show that you've seen once before. It was the same when we watched Avatar: The Last Airbender together. And I said, to be fair, we were taking a short break from it. Maybe we took a bit of a longer break, but there was a lot of shows to watch, a lot of things to do, but I wanted to start to be fair, I have no idea when this is going to come out. Could be soon, could be in a while, because for me, oh god, this could be bad. For me, the Avatar live action comes out next month, so I feel like maybe I want to wait for that and then go on to Korra. So we'll see how it goes. You'll be able to figure out from this where we are at, whether that is out or not. But I'm just absolutely so excited. Korra is probably, like, Korra and Avatar as a whole are one of my favorite shows just that exist ever. I think Korra gets a lot of slack that is undeserved. I think there is a lot of things that people don't like about Korra that I think actually is very good. It makes a lot of sense. To me, it is just a very good series. Yes, it has its, it has its faults, but like every series does. Like, there's always going to be things people don't like, and I think going up against Avatar is such a hard thing for it to do. I think it's very good. I like some level of maturity it has, but even in its maturity, it has its like silly and goofiness. There's just, I don't know, and I really want to do this in the exact same way that I do every other like reaction and commentary, but maybe like slightly different. I do want to go on longer tangents. I'm not going to pause, but because I have seen it and I love it so much, I'm going to try and talk over a lot bit and go, when I see bits that I want to talk about, maybe go on a bit more of a tangent about some things, because there are just things I've seen over the years that I've heard a lot, like, criticisms on, people don't like certain bits. Especially, I'm a big Korra fighter. I will fight for this show. I love it so much. I think it's fantastic. I'm like so excited to get into it. I've actually been putting off another reactor that I really like. Her name is Natalie Gold. Yes, I'm pretty sure. I just get so scared I'm gonna get names wrong when I voice. It's one of those things, I don't know if you know this, but you've read it forever, but when you have to say it out loud, you're like, is that right? She's currently, I'm pretty sure, reacting to Korra for the first time. I watched all of her reacting to season 1, but I like stopped myself because I knew I wanted to watch it, and it's not gonna hurt me, but I wanted to like go back into it, having probably 4 or 5 years since I like rewatched it for like a probably 8th time. I've rewatched this series a lot. I love this. Actually, I don't actually know when it finished airing, but you know what I mean. It's been a while since I've rewatched it, and I've been trying to stay away from things on it because I want to have that like fresh perspective of haven't seen anything on it in a while. But I'm so excited. I hope to be able to, cultivate some Korra fans here. I hope, some people who really love Korra join me along for like this rewatch journey together. Maybe some people might see and pick it up, and maybe I can change some opinions. But either, if you'd like to watch the full-length episodes along with me, I have a link to my Patreon down below. Like and subscribe, that would be wonderful. And let's start this journey. I'm so excited. Fire. Water, air? Air, water.
Air.
Jeez. Oh, okay. First of all, like, obviously this is a thing that,
Boy,
I'm sorry.
my father, Avatar
yeah, Aang passed away.
told
Rest
me
in
the
peace.
story of how he...
Obviously this is just a thing of animation probably had come up, had made, I'm assuming it's always getting better, but the like animation in Avatar is beautiful. I think Korra takes it that extra step. I think it has the bending and fight choreography is taken so much further. It is fantastic. All the fight scenes, like, Avatar's fights were phenomenal, do not get me wrong, but some of Korra's just take it that extra step, and they really knew what they were doing and wanted to do, and I will always love that. And I think it's just a thing of, partly it's, animation might have been better, they might have had some budget on some other one, so, they've learned a lot from Avatar. Oh, but man, this show just, it also means so much to me. It is so beautiful. I love it. And, adding onto that world is something that I love.
Welcome.
Investigated many claims.
Yeah, it's not gonna be her. I am
False.
the Avatar.
Then you should be happy to know you.
I love Korra's aggression.
So sure your daughter is the one.
Well, watch this, bitch. Oh my god.
Avatar, you gotta deal with it.
I love the music. Also, the Korra, Avatar music and, Korra music is phenomenal. I love her tenacity. I love how strong they make her. And I think there's somewhat of that where she is very physically strong, where Aang had to build that, whereas Aang had the emotional intelligence where she builds on that. I think it's a fantastic juxtaposition between the two of them. She's just such a natural, and it's good to see. I feel like with Korra too, oh, lovely. There's something that, personally...
She's strong.
Yes, she is, Katara.
Strength.
Fuck you. I'll just enjoy this for a second. I love how confident she is in her strengths too. Oh, it's fantastic. But, I don't know, there's something about, I can personally relate a lot more to Korra. I think, as someone who sometimes doesn't think about what they say, as a bit of a hothead, as someone who cracks the shits, can make bad decisions, can just, it's just something I enjoy. And Aang was very reserved, and they're so different, and I love it.
But that's why I should start training with Tenzin immediately. He's Mr.
Also,
Spiritual.
Tenzin, we will get more and more into it. Peak character. Oh, Tenzin and Korra are two of the best characters in the Avatar universe. I said it.
I mean, thank you all for
I think
believing in me.
the fact of Korra being very likable, and then at certain points very hot-headed, and you can really be like, Korra, that was a fucked up thing to do, or Korra, that wasn't a great thing, or being annoyed at Korra. I think it is more real of an actual human person. Aang also was in a different time, a very different time and situation surrounded how they were vibing, with one war, one villain, one goal. Korra's, there's so much nuance, especially in every season, and how she acts, I love it.
Unhand me, strange woman.
Oh my
That's
god.
your grandmother.
Katara will bloodbend you. Watch out. I wouldn't be talking bad to Katara.
But you also have a responsibility to teach me.
That is
Believe
true.
me, I'd be happy to find another airbender
I
master,
love that
but
she also does kind of fight for what she wants. She's just kind of I want you to come and, come train me. I don't give a shit.
The city is far too dangerous. Avatar Aang tasked us with keeping you safe.
To be fair, season 3 really helps sort this out. Because you're why do they always hold her so much? But I like that eventually we get to learn about it. Also, season 3, I can't wait! Season 3 and season 4 are amazing. Season 2, I think, is very, shit on. Even though I think it still holds up very well. Especially if not only for the Avatar 1 arc.
I have to find my own path as the Avatar.
Yes, you do.
My brother and many of my friends are gone.
Oh, God.
of keeping peace
Yeah.
and balance in the world.
It's very interesting because it is also, I feel like, very indicative of real life and generations passing. You know, when you think of older people when they're young, they could do anything, be anything, and there's definitely a different era of that I'd say, like, my generation and current generations, but it feels very different of, you know, when you think back to, like, you know, the 1950s, that sort of, like, times, you know, 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, people could just go out and with, you know, maybe some privilege or some slightly good luck, you could just become anything and, like, run the world. And now it feels like you're like crippled by that. Like, you could never do that under the weight of the world and everything holding you back. You know, not to say that you can't, but I feel like this kind of shows that in a way. It's like, you know, when Aang and Kentaro were young, they were allowed to do anything. They're also fighting a war, which was good for them. But, you know, they could just roam. They could do all these things. There weren't as many rules. You could go around. When Korra gets to the city, you know, she can't just fight who she wants. She can't do this. She'll get arrested. You know, there are all the new rules and all the things that, you know, can prevent you in this big upcoming world. Like, people don't need the Avatar anymore. I think it's a bit of a stretch. I admit that, but it's something I think of. Oh, hi, Aang. No offense, Aang, that statue does not do you justice. Like, you look great in the flashbacks in this season, but that does not do you justice at all.
So there are a lot of you out here? I thought everyone in the city was living it up.
No, the city is a lie.
You got a lot to learn, newcomer.
There is no homelessness in Republic City.
Hey, you! Stop! You can't fish here!
Well, yes, but you can't fight us either. We could at least take the fish. If we fished them and cooked them, we might as well take them and eat them.
Are you tired?
Oh, the perfect, like, setup.
Then join the Equalists! For too long!
You know, for, like, I feel like the first time I watched it, I was also a lot younger, but you kind of like, oh, like, you know, you might not think too much about it. Well, actually, it's very purposeful.
What's wrong with the city? Benders like this girl only use their power to oppress us!
Not necessarily. She will prove her usefulness to help everyone.
That didn't even make
But
sense!
there is a lot of things about it's very interesting that they tackle the inequality of non-benders. I think it's a very, like, interesting issue that anyone who has thought about this show and bending you'd think
Just
about.
head down this street.
Also, what bending is everyone? Let me know in the comments. What bender are you? Have you done a test? I, as a kid, always wanted earth or water bending, but usually on my tests I get air bending, and I'm not mad about it anymore.
Or else what, hoodlum?
Oh, see, I love her fire. And her fire bending.
Since you're obviously fresh off the boat, let me...
Yeah, but she's gonna kick your fucking ass back to a boat. She's gonna kick you so far, you're gonna hit a boat.
You're the only ones who are gonna need a hospital. And for your sake, I hope there's one nearby.
Oh my gosh. See, fantastic. She's just so... I love her. So good. Oh, hell yeah, Korra.
What happened?
She earthbended. Nice. Oh, and the confidence on her face and how strong she is. Oh, yeah, that was probably not the best place to throw him. I do think there are some people, and there would have to be out there in Korra haters that don't like her because she's a strong female lead, but I don't know how you can't find her, like, her strength and her personality so, like, fun and enjoyable. To see her just, like, kicking people's butts and being so confident about her strength also leads for great character development. Freeze where you are. But there's just, I don't know. Oh, and the metal bending.
Cool, metal benders.
They just expanded on this world so well. And the statue of Toph. And the Bayfont. Lynn is also one of the best characters in the universe.
Not to mention evading arrest.
Lynn always... Lynn is... Oh. Lynn, I love you. I would propose. Oh, they do a... I love it. It's so funny.
Saw a lot of the city today, and
You can't
it's
learn
totally
anything
out of whack.
cooped up. To be the person to try and help. It's, you know what? Dude, this is a really weird tangent too. It's like how, like, you know, from previously working in a supermarket, when bosses, like, you get, like, different, like, new policies from, like, higher up and, you know, the top of the top. And you're just like, these people don't know how this affects, like, would affect the day-to-day of the people that work for them. And it's not going to help or change. It's because they don't know what it's like working down there. And it's a crazy thing. And it's the same with Korra. She can't help the people and the city when she doesn't know what any of that's like. There's no point being so far removed, but pretending like you would know how to help it.
I have to go home now.
Oh my god, I'm already seeing visions of, like, Season 3, Season 4, Season 2. I'm so excited. Either the end of this season, I don't even know, I might cry. Like, I'm so excited. I'm excited to cry.
Are his legacy. You may stay and train airbend.
It's weird because she's kind of, like, becomes his daughter, but also she's, like, kind of his dad.
Yay!
Oh. Look at, she just picked up 4 humans. Like 3 small humans, but that's hilarious.
Your new avatar.
And, like, we also have to,
Does this mean you've moved to
like, realize she's never left the South Pole. She's never dealt with all these reporters.
Will you be working
She's
with Chief Beifong?
not really been socialized, to be fair. She's never had friends with people of her own age. Like, she's never had love or
See, I'm still in
relationships.
training, but
She's still in training. She knows, like, so little people.
be the center of peace and balance in the world.
And she wants to help.
I believe we can make his dream a reality.
And that's amazing. And I hope you can. Thank you. And scary.
Be here. Thank you, Republic City.
All right, that's...
Oh, his voice.
Looks like we'll have to accelerate our plans.
Oh, that was so good. Amon, say what you say about him, but he got a very nice voice to listen to. Okay, we'll be going to the next episode. But yeah, I do want to really make that point of, I think a lot of people get really annoyed with the decisions she makes, and especially in the love, like, triangles, circles, corners, and we'll go into that as they come up. But the fact that this is her first time really in a setting where she deals with other people her own age, and, like, people from a lot of different backgrounds and stuff, you should be able to be like, wow, she's doing well to navigate the complexities of a completely new social life. You know, been born and, like, kind of raised alone.
Is a mockery of the noble tradition of bending.
Come on, Tenzin.
No, like everything, it has to evolve and change.
Calm, quiet environment, free from any distractions.
All right.
I think,
You're the master.
in a way, and I think Tenzin somewhat realizes this, the freedom of airbending is in the craziness of life. You know what I mean? Because you can't always be calm.
It was earthbending.
Yeah, well, I'm about as opposite an airbender as
It's also very interesting because we were led to believe it was somewhat your opposite element. So, like, her should have been firebending. But because of her, like, ferocity, which I say in the, like, biggest compliment, it just came easily. Because she's, you know, stubborn like the earth and ferocious like fire. Oh, there's just, I don't know. This,
Is to be
I love this show. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna be, like, nuts. I'm gonna be absolutely crazy this whole time.
Must be able to switch direction at a moment's notice.
I feel like every, bender and non-bender should learn the forms of all bending. I feel like it would just make you stronger. Because even, like, non-benders could still master this. Because she learns to do it without being a bender. Jinora didn't bend to do that either. Like, it seems like something, you know, to be learnt.
Be the leaf.
Be the leaf! Yes, Milo. I feel like also this whole show is just like different, like, not metaphors, because that sounds cringe, but metaphors, you know, learning to, like this one specifically is, you know, learning to do things a different way, trying different things, changing up, just not always been, you know, the same, you know, it's all good stuff. And I think the thing with Avatar and Korra is they're both really good ways at like having these deeper meanings to learn different things. I feel like everyone should watch these series as a kid. I feel like they're just good in your development to like subtly pick up these different like thoughts. Be the leaf. Sorry, that's just in my head.
Korra, the meditation's not over yet.
Daddy, can I have some lychee juice too?
No.
I also think it's very hard to train Korra like this because she wasn't raised learning like this. She was raised A, like a waterbender, but B, learning all the elements. It's a very, is it cyclical way of like learning as an airbender and an air nomad, and the way they have all learned since they were like children. So like Jinora, Iki, and Milo just know more how to like live that way and do these things. Even necessarily if they aren't as good at them, they're just not been thrown into it. And that's the way they know how to learn. Oh. I feel like I could do a complete like, this is gonna be like bloody a comment or like a thought commentary on Korra. I hope I can do this every episode because I'm really enjoying really fleshing out my thoughts on this series. I think it's really fun and a different style than what I do a lot.
Seats in the house, huh?
Whoa. Unbelievable.
The jealousy I hold that I cannot bend and can't be a pro bender hurts me.
Psst. Bowl in.
Like,
Yeah.
You know how they made Quidditch a real sport? I feel like we need a pioneer making pro bending a real sport. Like, Earth, you throw frisbees. I don't know how the other two would work, but frisbees would be cool. It's kind of like serious dodgeball.
I want you to meet my brother, Mako.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
Mako?
I reckon we could do this.
Sorry about that. My brother just gets real focused before a match.
Yeah. He's also slightly a dick, but aren't we all? And we work on it. So I like it.
Knock him out!
And to see this like new style of bending and this evolution of bending, both the evolution in world and in like the animation is just amazing to see. Because like you can't just have this like age of like growth of like, you know, economy and buildings and not in all settings.
The two teams waste no time trying to blast.
See, frisbees. It would work.
Asuk is the first to feel the heat of
The fireballs could be like dodgeballs. And then waters, you could just use a whip. I love how firebending Mako does it like boxing. It looks so good.
Zone 1 territory.
Like I do know that each of the bending styles do have a like an origin in certain martial arts, which I think is really cool.
Won't be a problem. I'm actually an earthbender.
Oh, fantastic. He's like, I don't want to be like racist, but you look like a waterbender.
I'm a waterbender.
And a firebender.
You're the Avatar, and I'm an idiot.
True.
She's kind of a celebrity.
Way.
Yeah, it's pretty... I mean, one in the world, you like, sometimes you're like, oh, like, you're like, well, it's not that cool, but like, one in the world, that's sick. Okay. So this is a really interesting point, and it's horrible what she does. Don't worry, that is not lost on me. You know, it's a relic. It's beautiful. She's like mad and upset, and you can see that.
2,000-year-old historic.
I'm very sorry, Tenzin, but
what is wrong with you?
My thoughts on it. Okay, we'll let them go at it.
Maybe the the reason I haven't learned
I
airbending
think
yet is because
you guys
you're a
both have to
terrible teacher.
communicate better. But there is something to Tenzin
Teacher, Daddy.
saying, like, when she's in there getting whacked around, just yelling at her, you have to be patient when you're getting, like, abused by some fucking wooden panels is really tough, especially when people can get through to her so easily by teaching her the right way, but she doesn't listen as much as she admits.
Time's up. You in or out?
We're in.
We are?
Also,
Yes. Hey, I didn't agree to this.
It's interesting in a way that Korra's definitely a learn by doing person. Even though she doesn't learn with the like things, I think it's a different sort of learning. There's no real stakes in learning in the be the leaf, but like there's stakes in you got to learn. You know, she has pressure and stakes, and that's how she does well. Oh my god. Okay, you guys should have explained a little bit more of the rules to her.
Wait a minute.
Oh my god.
Waterbender just...
It would be, you know, it's so crazy because imagine being able to like move these things and do something about it when not having your water on you. But like it would be so hard to not. I think it actually weirdly teaches her a lot of restraint in a way to only use water.
Once again, you have flagrantly disobeyed my orders. You were to stay on the island.
I know, but communication.
I've tried my very best to get through to you.
It's
by
the fact
being
that they
gentle
also don't let her just be a kid. And Aang had a lot of that. And she doesn't. She doesn't have freedom.
No, this is what I need to learn. Modern styles of fight.
I mean, you should learn both.
It's all about fighting, Korra. When will you learn?
That is also a fantastic point. See, these are the points you both need to make to each other, but you just, like, aren't communicating well.
She's been pushed back to Zone 3 and the
Come on,
water is
Korra.
calling her name.
Oh, with the music? Oh, I could cry.
Presses, she's still in the game, folks, and she's moving like an...
She needs to learn under pressure.
striking air.
He's like, holy fuck. Duck, dip, dive, duck, and dodge. What is it? The 5 Ds of pro bending. Oh my god. This music just makes me want to cry constantly. Even woo! Even when it's in a happy position, it's just so linked to some of the like serious moments in this show that it makes me just sad.
I was trying to teach you about patience, but I lost mine.
Oh, the communication is fantastic.
You moved just like an airbender.
Yeah.
Wait, you
She
stayed
ducked,
and watched?
dipped, dived, ducked, and dodged.
The perfect teaching tool for you.
Yeah, it's you gotta respond to how different people learn.
And by the way, I kind of permanently joined the Fire Ferrets and we're playing.
She's like, thanks, bye. Oh, so good. Oh, I like the little love they set up. It gets complicated and we'll go into it, but I also think that a lot of people, I feel like get annoyed that we have these, like, episodes where she'll, like, certain characters and Korra won't know something, do something annoying, and then by the end they learn from it, and then we go through a different sort of learning process every episode. I think those episodes in a way are designed to be able to teach and point out these things that may be obvious to some and not obvious to others, but it's also a lot of people, especially when we were younger, do learn a lot of things every day. And like, again, it goes back to she hasn't had a social life. Like, she was a recluse, not by choice, but she hasn't had this, like, you know, chance to probably even interact with a lot of people. She's just had, like, all these people that work for this organization that tell her how to do things. And she doesn't know all these intricacies of interacting with a lot of different sorts of people, which I think is like a good thing to see her progress in this way. And even every episode where she like learns something new, I feel like it's a good just moral in general to like refresh for yourself. And if you're thinking about it, at least you're acknowledging, and you're like, well, that's an easy thing to do. Well, if it's good to know it's an easy thing to do, because that means it's good that you're thinking about it, and maybe we'll put that out into the world. Like for this one, it's, you know, communicating, like knowing the different ways in people learn and can be taught, and we shouldn't all like do one thing for one person. I don't know. I will always, and will hopefully going on through this series, I will be talking a lot more, and I maybe using a bit of that old noggin up here and a degree I have, and I have a degree in psychology, so yeah, I'd like to think I've got some thoughts going on about you know, thought processes and stuff, and can look a bit deeper into it. But I really want this series to be keeping, like, I want it to be similar to all my Avatar and the way I usually do things, all the like fun and enjoyment, keeping in all the fights, you know, screaming, enjoying it, and having the best time. But I do want Korra to be a bit more, you know, talking about the thoughts and themes, what's going on, really breaking down the decisions of Korra and why I think I agree with them and why I think a lot of people don't. And I can definitely fault Korra on it. It's not like I don't think she'll ever be wrong. And I think that's a good thing. I don't think characters should be perfect at any point. And, you know, especially in you know, kids shows, sometimes characters are more on the really good, perfect side, but they don't have to be, and I don't think that is obtainable. And I like the flaws she has, and I like watching her grow, even though she keeps some of the flaws and has to grow a lot. It's very interesting. I think I hope to do this series in a way is something that I normally do. Well, let me know if you got to the end by here. Hi, thank you, very good job. But do let me know if you like this sort of more talking style and getting more into. I mean, if you want to see me just be silent and like zoning out and watching it, definitely join Patreon and my little quips. But the longer bits I hope to keep on YouTube and have more of a kind of video essay style talk about every couple of episodes that we go through, because I think it'll be more just a fun like refresh on a different form, similar but not the same content that we go into. But for now, I hope you enjoy this. I don't know when this is coming out, but whenever it is, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you like. It's only a bit different. It's not the craziest thing, but let me know what you thought. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in the next one.